We are live. We are direct. She leads, she sells with Michelle Vandepas. She is the leader of GracePoint Publishing, and it's all about bold ideas, big purpose, and a little bit of danger. And she empowers women over 40 to turn wisdom into impact through books, leadership, brave visibility. Known for the divine and dangerous message, TEDx speaker, transformational retreat leader, bringing you Michelle Vandepas. Let's go.
Hey, Jay.
Amazing.
You do voiceover and TV work, right? And radio
No,
work.
no, I don't. I wish I did, but here it
Yeah.
is. You just told me about your English connection. So
Yeah.
here's a cup of tea. Here's an English cuppa.
Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go.
Speak to me. Let's get straight into it.
Yeah.
Why is it important to have a book as your business card? Why is having a book so important for women?
Yeah. So there's a number of answers to this, of course, right? Nothing's ever easy these days. Having a book as a business card actually gives you credibility, gives you a foundational platform to step on, to go speak, to explain to people who you are. I think most of us know that having a book gives you instant credibility, but I want to go a step further and dig a little deeper here.
Yes, please.
When you write your book, you are forced to really dig deep about what it is you really want to say and what you want to stand for. The process of writing and editing the book is such a personal developmental up level that most people don't expect, that you do have to dig in. A lot of people come to me, and I work with men and women.
Okay.
I know mostly women on this listening and watching here, but I work with both. And it's surprising. They come to me and they say, I need a book for my business card. I want to help promote my business. And then we start getting into it. And they start saying, well, I don't actually believe that. It's like what I've been teaching and everything, but actually I want to go a little deeper. So writing the book helps you up-level yourself and your platform and present yourself in a way that is a little bit dangerous because you're coming out, as they say.
Okay. They're coming out. They want the world to know. Have the book to show. They're coming. Tell me, why is sales important? Why do you have to sell? Like, why is sales important? Because often it's seen as a dirty word, but why is sales important? Like, this is she leads, she sells. Why
Yeah.
must we sell? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to get yourself out of thinking that sales is cringy, right? What you're doing is you're connecting with the people that need what you have. You're connecting with the people that need your wisdom. Mostly in my case, I'm connecting with people who have a message and they want to get it out in a different way. They want to get it out in a book. They want to be a leader in the world. And so if I'm not out there sharing my wisdom, how are people going to know that I can help them? And you've got these other people out there looking for help around how to write and publish their books. And so the sales process is nothing more than connecting with people who need what you have and want what you have. That's it. And then they'll either buy or not buy, right? But when you come from that place of heart, how can I help? How can we connect? Is it a match? Then it's more natural to have a sales process that feels in integrity and aligned.
Perfect. And how do you sell? Like, what's your process? I mean, I see on your page that you do workshops and things like this. So what's working for you?
I've been in business a long time. And I do it all. I do workshops, I do free workshops, I do paid workshops, I do lots of free content. I do podcasts like this to get the word out. You can book a free call with me, a half-hour call. We'll talk about your project and what I think the next steps are. I review manuscripts, a lot, and say, this is where it is, this is what it needs next. And then I just get on the phone and we say, yes, we're interested in publishing your book. And it either needs editing, doesn't need editing, like here's the next steps. And we just talk it through, right? So I think for me, my preferred way is one-on-one calls. However, I'm
Amazing.
in business, and so I realize that other people may not want that as their introduction to me, and so I do it all.
Now that makes perfect sense. And what's important is delivery in terms of how you create the book for people. So what's the process in which you help people to create
Yeah.
books? I
We
mean,
have yeah. Oh my gosh, we have a very thorough process. We will help people just, like, get out their book. I had someone come to me yesterday. He said, "I got my book. It's written. It's ready to go up on Amazon, but I want you to just look at it." And I did, and I'm just doing some consulting for him. But mostly, people come to me with, like, what I might call shitty first draft manuscript, right?
okay.
It's like outlined, there's some words on the computer, maybe 20,000, 40,000 words. And we go through a whole developmental edit. We go through the vision for the book. We talk about who's the audience. We talk about where we're going to sell it. Could this get into bookstores or not? Is this an Amazon only product, or is this going everywhere worldwide? Do we think we could sell foreign rights? And we go through that whole process, several rounds of editing. We have beta readers. We send it out for advanced reviews. We're a legit publisher, so we're not as fast as like self-publish, get it
Oh,
up on
hey, get
Amazon,
it, get it, get it, get it. Makes sense. Yeah.
right? We're faster than like the big five in New
Yes,
York
yes,
or
yes, yes,
London,
yes, yes.
but
Yeah.
we're not like we're going to get your book out in 6 weeks. That's not us.
Okay, cool. Because there is that tier you must know of these sorts of publishers that help people to get their stuff out maybe in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
things
we're
like that.
not that. We have books that are good books,
Okay.
get good Kirkus reviews, get peer
Yeah.
reviews. They're gonna be a legacy for you. They're gonna last, and it may take 6 months, a year, 18 months to go through the whole process to get out a really good.
Okay. So who is your target market in terms of you saying that? Like who is ideal? Is it a CEO? Like who potentially, because
Yeah,
you might get some coaches and consultants that might not want that longer process.
right,
I think
right.
so. Who is your ideal prospect and client based on what you said?
Yeah, lots of CEOs, people who uh, what they put out in the world really matters. They don't want to put out something shoddy,
Okay.
right? I'm not I got to be careful. I'm not putting shade out there to anybody.
No,
I'm
no, no.
not,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm just saying we want to make sure you have a really good book that's edited well, that's going to hold the test of time, that you're going to be proud of in 5 years, 10 years from now, because books can have a long-lasting impacts. CEOs, people who have retired who now want to go write their story.
Okay.
Lots of people like that. Lots
Yeah.
of coaches, business owners, therapists. Lots of nonfiction. I do a little bit of fiction too because it's fun,
Okay.
but 80
Now,
80% is nonfiction.
no, makes sense. I grab this from my bookshelf.
Yeah, yeah, I know that book.
Yeah, 10x is easier than 2x.
Yeah.
Currently digging in to this again. What are you digging into, like right now, in terms of books?
So I'm revisiting this one.
Wow,
Outwitting the
it's a
Devil,
powerful one.
Napoleon Hill.
Yeah,
I just happen to have it on my desk here.
powerful one.
Um,
Love that.
but I gotta tell you, I'm also,
Just love this is the
really looking at. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Think
I'm
and Grow
really
Rich.
looking at what the opportunities are right now.
Mm,
We're in a time where the world's in a lot of flux. The United States is in a lot of flux. I think England, the UK is in a lot of flux. I know Europe is. And I'm digging into where's the opportunities and how can we all shine in a time of uncertainty? Can we be leaders? How can we be leaders when it feels like we're missing like really good leaders in the world,
yeah,
right? They may be powerful, but they're not necessarily leading. And so, how can we be leaders? And I'm digging into that and reading and writing and exploring some of those ideas too.
which maybe leans into my next question in terms of what does leadership look like for you? For me, leadership simply is equal to emotional intelligence, EQ. You know, leaders that show
Nice.
EQ are leaders that are able to listen, to be adaptable. Um, how about for yourself? What does leadership mean for you?
Nice. It means being brave enough to be honest with yourself first. I think you have to lead yourself first. and you have to, and that's where, you mentioned divine and dangerous. I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a book, I have a retreat, I
Yeah.
teach being divine and dangerous. That's mostly to women. Um, and it's really tapping into your own knowing, and it feels dangerous when then you then go out and speak your truth in the world. And there's a fine line between speaking your truth and
Mm.
being angry and defensive,
Amazing.
right? So you
Mm.
start there. You start with, this is just who I am. I'm not pushing back. I'm not defensive. I'm not angry. I'm not, looking for validation. I'm just here doing my work in the world.
Mhm.
When you can tap into that and feel really secure, then you're ready to lead other people, lead your community, lead your family, and so forth.
Think you mentioned some great points, self-leadership, and I think it's tapping into being who you are, because you can look at things from Michelle's eyes or Jay's eyes, but really if you tap into your magic, then your life becomes a carnival, right?
Well,
And
and
you're
and you're not looking for that validation all the time. You just know this is what I'm here to do, and I'm just going to go do it. And I'm
Ooh,
just going to keep showing up.
ooh, that's brilliant. Because sometimes some people say, "Hey, look, Michelle, I don't understand how you are able to break my ideas down so simply, but maybe it's because you've leaned into your magic and you've honed into mastery. And I think if you hone into mastery, then it's not just a case of, hey, let me get this together. It's mastery, so
That's what you're doing here.
yeah, for sure. For sure. We just look for the ideas, look to connect and things like this. And, just happened that I had a podcast with someone a couple of weeks ago, and then all of a sudden they mentioned they've got an event in Miami. And, would I like to speak at the event? And I guess that's what happens sometimes when you just lay into what your zone is and you just surrender. You surrender, nothing to lose, nothing to gain, and things like this. So yeah, that's what's powerful.
Congratulations. You're hopping
No,
across the pond then.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, what's quite interesting, I was looking to hop across the pond next year anyway. But more and more things come your way, and that's the whole power there. So next, tell me, what's the big goal for 12 months? What's the big goal in 12 months time? Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously selling books. That's my number one thing.
Hmm.
I got 200 authors. Our goal is to sell lots of books next
Hmm.
year, right?
Yeah.
But personally, because I'm kind of reading into underneath your question,
Yeah.
personally, I my goal is to really dig in even more to my own divine and dangerous self, my leadership, so that I can stay really calm and stable, because it does feel like it's not so calm and stable out there. And I want to be clear on the direction I'm getting for my life. And so I'm not big on getting up at 5 a.m. and drinking, green juice and doing yoga and all that kind of things. But I have a few practices that I do for me. I walk and some other things, and just make sure that I am really attuned to my own inner knowing, even more, so that I can lead myself, my team, my company, my community.
Nah, that's extremely powerful. And what's the three-step process that you go through? Someone comes to you, they've got a big idea that they want to get together into a book. What's the big idea? What's the three-step process that
Yeah.
you?
First question's why, because
Mm,
that makes a difference. Is it a leadership book? Is it a legacy book? Is it a business card book? We got to dig in, because that makes it a little bit of difference on the structure of the book, how we're positioning it for marketing. And if we know that up front, it saves a lot of time and headache at the end. So why? Why are you doing what you do? Why do you want to publish a book? Um, then it's interesting, because I might say, what's the 3 points you want to put in your book, right? Or the 5 points. And if you haven't written the book yet, we'll break that down and we'll do an outline. And
okay.
then I'll send you off with writing prompts and a deadline and a goal, right? Um, it's for me, it's always about coming back to purpose. Why are you doing what
Mm,
you're doing?
purpose. Yes.
Right. Don't chase
Purpose.
purpose. It's
Yeah.
inside of you.
Yeah.
Just keep coming back to that. And then we're going to help you dig deep. And so what do you need support to support yourself, so that you're willing to do that?
Hmm.
So My process is a little bit woo, as they might say, right? A little woo. It's not like it is. There's some structure because you need structure to write a book, but it's also about your own intuition, purpose, your why, your reasoning. We keep coming back to that.
No, brilliant. I love the way that you've laid that out. And what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Nice, thanks. So, my website is michellecoaches.com. That's Michelle with two L's, or GracePointPublishing.com. Yeah.
And what type of person are you looking for in terms of to work with in that regard?
Yeah. So, anyone who has an idea for a book, uh, mostly nonfiction, like I said, legacy book, teaching book, trauma informed books, business books, all of those kinds of things. We also do children's books. We've done recipe books. We've done, we're a publisher, so we do all kinds of books, right? I personally love working with nonfiction. So it's usually someone who has some life experience, though. Usually someone who's over 40, has a story to tell, has some life experience, and is ready to go dig deep and write that book. So, yeah.
No, perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much for connecting today. I have definitely appreciated it. And I think it's stepping into that authenticity that you speak about. So, thank you for hopping on and definitely appreciate your insights.
Jay, this has been fun. Thanks.
Amazing. No worries.